You'd think flawless animation means no mistakes, but these Disney goofs slipped through in the most bizarre ways. 1. Maui's tattoo spoils the plot before it happens. In Moana, Maui's tattoos are supposed to show things that already happened to him, but one tattoo clearly shows him losing his magical hook to Te Kā. That wouldn't be a problem if the scene where he actually loses it didn't come after the tattoo appears. Unless his skin has a spoiler alert feature, this makes no sense. It's like getting a tattoo of your future car crash before learning to drive. Either the animators got too excited or Maui's tattoos are secretly psychic. Either way, they accidentally gave away a major moment before it happened.
You came back!
2. The kids who glitched through reality. In Encanto, there's a quick moment that doesn't sit right. Mirabel walks through the house, and some kids suddenly run behind her, through what should be a solid wall. No door, no hallway, just bricks. They pass through like ghosts or video game glitches. Either these children have secret powers no one talks about, or someone on the animation team forgot to build part of the set. It's one of those blink and you'll miss it mistakes, but once you see it, it's hard to unsee. The house is magical, sure, but this feels more like a software bug than sorcery. 3. Cinderella's dress has a mind of its own. At the end of Cinderella, she finally gets her fairy tale ending, but her dress seems to be living in a different story. When she steps into the royal carriage, she's wearing a long-sleeved wedding gown. Moments later, it magically turns sleeveless. It's as if two different versions of the scene were mashed together, and no one noticed. Either Cinderella has a closet hidden inside the carriage, or someone hit refresh on her outfit mid-ride. The real magic here might just be poor editing. 4. Woody and Buzz forget to reflect. In Toy Story 2, there's a strange moment that feels more haunted than heartwarming. While Woody and Buzz talk in front of a television screen, something's missing: their reflections. The TV is shiny enough to reflect everything else, but somehow the two main characters leave no trace. It's not a lighting issue, it's not a weird camera angle, it's just nothing. Either these toys are secretly spirits, or Pixar skipped a rendering step. For a movie about plastic coming to life, ghost toys might actually be the scariest twist they never meant to include.
So, we meet again, Buzz Lightyear, for the last time.
5. Flynn's shackle pulls a disappearing act. The ending of Tangled is full of emotion, but one small detail quietly steals the scene. Flynn is lying there, chained up, bleeding, making a final sacrifice. But when he gently reaches up to touch Rapunzel's face, the heavy metal shackle on his wrist is just gone. It doesn't break off, it doesn't slide down, it simply disappears like it was never there. Maybe the animators were too caught up in the drama, or maybe Flynn mastered a secret escape trick at the worst possible time. Either way, the chain went missing before he did. 6. Hans and Anna's shadows forget gravity. The duet, Love is an Open Door, floats on pure charm, yet their shadows float even more. As Hans twirls Anna across the deck, their silhouettes land on a ship's sail. The sail sits high above the planks, but the shadows hang there anyway, hovering in midair with no deck beneath them. Real physics says shadows need a surface. Disney romance says otherwise, apparently. It looks sweet until you notice the ghostly outline dangling like a stage prop that missed its cue. Love can lift hearts, sure, but it should not levitate basic laws of light. 7. Inside Out 2 accidentally cloned a fan. During the hockey game in Inside Out 2, the camera pans across the cheering crowd. At first, nothing seems off until you spot the same man twice. He's wearing the exact same outfit, has the same face, and somehow managed to sit in two different places at once. Either this guy has a twin with perfect fashion timing, or Disney's animators got lazy and duplicated a background character. It's a blink and giggle moment that turns the crowd into a cloning experiment. For a film about emotions, this one slipped in a little accidental science fiction.
You know how hard it is to stay positive all the time when all you folks do is complain, complain, complain.
8. Moana's sand erases evidence. When toddler Moana rescues a little fish, she gently places it back in the sea. Before the wave rolls in, the fish flops once on wet sand and leaves a perfect outline. In the very next frame, the mark is gone, as if the beach hit the delete key. No rush of water, no scampering crab, not even a breeze. The island looks alive, but this trick feels more like poor memory than living magic. Someone on the art team must have shaken the Etch-a-Sketch too soon, and the evidence vanished without saying goodbye.
I know, but you don't go out there.
9. Ember's motorcycle has a secret life. In Elemental, Ember's fiery scooter seems to have a mind of its own. She parks it right outside her shop, but when the camera cuts back, it's gone. No sound, no movement, just vanished like it never existed.
Winner, winner, charcoal din.
Later, she does the same thing at Wade's apartment, and again, the bike pulls another disappearing act. Either Ember is riding the world's first invisible motorcycle, or someone in animation simply forgot to put it back in the frame. At this point, It wouldn't be surprising if the thing had legs and just wandered off for snacks. 10th, Encanto's bouncy ball appears from nowhere. In one quiet scene from Encanto, young Mirabel sits near a wall with a guitar resting beside her. Everything looks normal until a ball magically shows up next to the guitar in the very next shot. No one rolls it in, nobody throws it. It just appears like the house decided the background needed more clutter. Sure, Casita can move furniture and tiles, but materializing sports equipment mid-conversation feels like a stretch. Unless the ball is alive and trying to photobomb the scene, this is probably just a sneaky animation slip hiding behind magical excuses.
You have a cloud.
I know, Mama, but now I can't find Antonio. What do you want from me?
11. Hans pulls a sword from thin air. In Frozen's climactic showdown, Prince Hans steps onto the ice to corner Elsa with empty hands. The wind howls, he tells her Anna is gone, and the camera clearly shows his belt carries no weapon. Suddenly, a metallic shing rings out. And as if conjured by spite alone, a full broadsword materializes in his grip. No sheath hangs at his side. No helpful guard tosses a blade, yet he's instantly battle-ready. Either Hans mastered cryo-teleportation, or an animator forgot one tiny but deadly prop until sound reminded them. Still, the scene charges on. 12. The case of the vanishing soda cup. In Inside Out, Riley sits at lunch with her hockey teammates, chatting like any normal kid. One girl at the table clearly holds a big soda cup, but in the very next shot, it's gone without a trace. No slurping sound, no cup on the table, not even a straw left behind. Either this girl has super speed and the thirst of a desert traveler, or the animators forgot to carry the cup over between frames. It's a small moment, but now it feels like Pixar's first ever disappearing drink trick. Cheers to continuity errors. 13. Maui's hook pulls a magic trick. Maui's giant fish hook in Moana is powerful, flashy, and hard to miss, literally. So when it suddenly disappears mid-scene, it's hard not to notice. One moment, he's holding it like always. In the very next shot, his hands are empty and there's no hook in sight. It doesn't fall, it doesn't lean on anything, it just vanishes like it grew legs and walked off. The hook can shapeshift him, not itself, so invisibility isn't on the menu. Either Maui is hiding it in some secret pocket we don't know about, or someone hit delete by accident. 14. The clipboard that refused to stay gone. In Inside Out 2, Riley and her friends stop near the coach's office to chat. On the wall behind them, there's a clipboard sitting quietly next to a notebook. But when the camera angle shifts, the clipboard disappears completely, like it suddenly had somewhere more important to be. A few scenes later, it magically returns to its original spot, as if nothing ever happened. Unless this school has enchantments like Hogwarts, that clipboard should have stayed put. It's a tiny detail, but once you catch it, it feels like the props are messing with us on purpose. 15. Turning Red gives its temple. Smart locks. In Turning Red, there's a scene where May and her mom close the temple gates after a group of visitors leave. The big wooden doors swing shut, and instantly the lock clicks into place. But here's the weird part. No one actually locks them. There's no hand reaching out, no bolt sliding, no magical puff of smoke. Just closed doors that somehow secure themselves like they're Bluetooth enabled. Unless this temple runs on ancient Wi-Fi, it's probably not a hidden feature. Most likely, the animators skipped a step and hoped nobody would notice. Spoiler, we did. 16. Elsa's hair breaks the laws of reality. In Frozen, Let It Go is a show-stopping moment. But while Elsa sings and builds her ice palace, something odd happens with her hair. As she lets her braid fall over her shoulder, it slips through her arm instead of over it. There's no bounce, no resistance, just a smooth, impossible pass, like her shoulder doesn't exist. It's a blink and you'll miss it glitch, but once you see it, it's all you can think about. Unless Elsa secretly has ghost limbs, this was definitely a physics fail. Disney magic is strong, but not strong enough to bend solid bones. 17. Tiana's earrings. Take a coffee break. In the Mardi Gras ballroom scene of The Princess and the Frog, Tiana stands near the stage in full formal sparkle. Big gold hoops frame her face as she watches Naveen twirl Charlotte across the floor. Cut to a different angle, and the hoops have vanished, leaving bare lobes that shine like she sold her jewelry mid-song. Cut back again, and the earrings are magically clipped in place. No clasp disturbed. They never jingle to the ground, no passerby pockets them, and gravity remains innocent. The only thief here is sloppy continuity, stealing bling between frames. 18. Alice's creator gets a name makeover. You'd think when adapting Alice in Wonderland, the least you could do is spell the author's name right. But in the film's credits, Lewis Carroll somehow loses the last L in his name. It's not hidden or buried deep. It's right there on screen, proudly misspelled like it's no big deal. For a story built on wordplay and logic puzzles, this slip is almost too ironic. Carroll gave the world one of the most surreal adventures ever written, and in return, Disney gave him a typo. Somewhere, the Mad Hatter is probably still laughing about it. And we're done exposing Disney's sneaky continuity clangers. Here's a curveball. Do you think fans notice mistakes more now because streaming lets us pause every frame? Let the debate rage in the comments, punch that like, and subscribe so you're first to see our next cinematic autopsy.